Good evening, everyone. Strong lead hook. Continuing on with Path of Exile Merc playthrough. As you can see, I jumped the gun, but I didn't go too far. I'm just right here. Didn't make it. The reason why I'm switching with the rounds is just to mix it up. That double barrel slows down your reload speed by so much, and it kind of throws me off my rhythm. What I would like to do is speed this one up a little bit more. But then, how would it be different from the other skills? Armor-piercing rounds. I'm not too sure about it. Kind of weak. And I'm not gonna use a jeweler's orb.
Back to the grave!
Give it one more jump slot. correct me if I'm wrong, but when I break the armor, they blow up. Just like with this skill. See, they're blowing up. I wonder if there's a carry over. Let's try with the frost. They're still igniting. I wonder why that is. Trigger an explosion. I wonder if that applies to everything. It looks just like it when that skill triggers. Maybe the Merc's support teams will carry over to each other. That is... No, never mind. It's the Herald of Ash. I'm an idiot. Yup, it's based on overkill damage. Hang on everyone, I'll be right back. Sorry about that. I apologize for that, everyone. Had to take care of something real quick.
Take back! Been pulled into fool. Gotta stay quick on my feet. Ah, we'll be happy to see this.
I reached endgame for the first time with one of my characters, my monk.
Quickly.
So far, so good.
You found my... I think I shall...
I don't find it
Seen
to be too
shadows
bad,
dispersed.
even though some people have their complaints about it. And I can see where the complaints are coming from.
Quickly.
So, to explain endgame, it is you run something called maps. You guys can probably look it up on YouTube. You can probably find a video of people playing it. But to summarize, it is there's a huge map, and you drop and you get these maps. They come in as a drop. Past a certain level, the enemies are gonna start dropping these things called waystones. Let me show you real quick. So past a certain level, somewhere in you should be around Act 5 or Act 6. Actually, Act 6. These things are gonna start dropping. I want to say it's around level 65. These start dropping. And then this goes into something that is reminiscent of the Trial of Sekamos or the Temple of Chaos. These start dropping. So then, you go to a generated random map. There will be rare monsters there, and they will have modifiers, these maps. You know, like this one is rarity of items. This one is elemental weakness. And then these waystones, they will drop more waystones. But if you die, you lose the map. And that's all that's in the end game, as far as I know. I think there's others, like there's other game modes, which I have yet to get to. I find that the majority of people that are contentious with this game, Path of Exile 2, tend to be people that are big fans of PoE 1. Because it's unlike the game that they love. It's different. And you're gonna have that issue everywhere. The fans of the previous game will always be contentious about the sequel because it's not like XYZ. This is not like the game I used to play. But the devs were pretty candid about PoE 2 not being a replacement for PoE 1, but rather being an entirely separate game. And that is to prevent the players from PoE 1 fully migrating over into PoE 2. The devs are not intending on abandoning PoE 1, because that would be foolish. Right? You've got this dedicated fan base. You know, you can't just leave them out to dry. And if Triple G does that, you know, completely abandon PoE 1 and try to force migrate their entire player base into PoE 2, well then that is just not a smart decision on their part. Bad business move. It's shitty. You know, they're gonna screw over everybody. Everybody's getting screwed. That's a lose-lose situation for everyone involved.
Quick, animal! Not your meal.
One of their priority fixes should be the aiming, especially for ranged players, even melee players. The aiming is it's a little clunky and janky sometimes. Like you'll see my character completely shoot in a completely different direction. There should be a middle ground between hard lock on and soft lock on. Something in the middle.
Not today!
kind of like that. I was aiming right at that bird. I don't know how I feel about this, these grenade skills for the mercenary. It's not the damage, it's the function of the skill itself. Although there are a couple other support gems that I've yet to, that I haven't used. For example, if I shoot someone with a grenade skill at point blank, the damage will be, the grenades will be more closer to each other, and thus the damage will be a little bit more condensed. But if I shoot it at range, it'll be a lot more spread out. Which makes sense, you know, AoE versus single target. However, what if I am engaging a boss at distance, at range?
So the hooded one was right. They lost their
So
minds.
it seems like the game highly favors getting up and close to the boss.
Killing time.
By decree of the Count of Ogham, your whispering and conspiring has not gone unnoticed.
Another day, another coin.
Let me upgrade my guy real quick.
Surely we can.
No escape. Not this time.
Great Wolf take you, bastard!
This is personal.
Face your death. I will rip your damn throat out.
Blind him!
Kill the criminal. Face your death. The guillotine trots.
I'm trying to shoot somewhere else.
The dogs will have you for that. The guillotine trots. Kill the criminal! Your time is up. The guillotine trots. Face your death.
That one was for me.
So in the beginning of the game, when you start a new character,
And here
the
I
play
thought I'd reached the
style
manor already.
is slower
Bugger.
and much more deliberate. And as you get stronger throughout the game, as you level up more and more, the faster the gameplay becomes. And for me, I personally enjoy that. Because essentially that gives me more variety for playstyles. It keeps things fresh, but that's just my opinion. I know people out there that would prefer if that level of playstyle is a lot more consistent. It's more reminiscent of the Souls-like. Hit him a couple times, dodge. Hit him a couple times, and then dodge.
Killing time!
It's not like these bosses are easy either. One of the biggest benefits or hooks to a casual player when playing a Souls game or Souls-like or a difficult game when your character gets more powerful, your character just gets stronger and stronger. And there is a noticeable effect of your character getting more and more powerful. And with this game, even though your character gets more and more powerful, you can still, you don't get that tanky in this game. I will say that. So to those people that are saying that certain builds need to get nerfed, my question is, are you playing on hardcore, number one? Number two, have you played all of the classes, all of the ascendancies?
Simple enough.
And if you have you tried theory crafting and using the less overpowered mechanics in the game? Because the option should be there. The option for me to use the overpowered stuff in the game, the option should be there. It should be up to the player whether they want to use it or not. Now, I do draw the line. Let's say that somebody's playing on hardcore and they don't have any anxiety about it at all. You know, if you're playing on hardcore and you're using a build where you're not even having to pay attention to the game, you're not having to put forth any level of focus, even the minute level of focus,
Bloody horrors!
then I would say, yeah, probably nerf that specific, don't nerf the entire build. Just figure out where it's coming from, and then just take off a little bit. Don't nerf it. Don't nerf it a whole lot. That's always my question for people that call for nerfs. I'm just like, well, there's no PvP as far as I know. So why nerf it? Just don't use it. Why would you use it then? Overpowered builds and skills are for casual players that don't have the time to theory craft. But that's just my take on it. I mean, I can definitely see why people would want things to be nerfed in a certain game. Not just this game, but any game. me personally, the game has grown on me. It has. At first, I was a little bit apprehensive about it. Especially when my monk was lower level. But it's grown on me. And I stopped ARPGs a while back. I want to say last year. The last ARPG that I was playing was Diablo 2 and PoE 1. Not for any reason, but you know, that's when I discovered Souls. I wish I would have kept up with my PoE 1 character though.
Better than coin.
So for most people, they started off loving the game. And now they are contentious about it. Maybe not contentious, but they're bringing up all these issues. And they are legitimate issues. But for me, it's the other way around. I was apprehensive about the game, and now it's grown on me. The reason for that, I believe, is I learned to overlook some of the flaws of the game, and I know that Triple G is gonna fix it. The game itself, I find no issue with. It's just some of the mechanics are a little bit janky. Like the aiming. The aiming could be better. The lock-on system that they have, it could be better. They could improve on it. But the game as a concept, to me, I love it because, like I said, when you have a new character, your movements and attacks in the game are more deliberate. It really does feel like an ARPG Souls-like. Right, that's what I thought it was. It was going to be the first of its kind. A top-down action RPG with Souls-like elements. You know, it's difficult. And the game is, your movements and attacks are a lot more calculated, they're deliberate. You know, you hit a couple times, you're strafing, you're rolling around. Right, you're not just standing in front of the boss, hitting them over and over. And then there's a dodge roll mechanic. What I don't like about their dodge roll mechanic is the recovery time. The recovery time is atrocious.
Close and personal.
Because it's not a dash move. There should be something for me to improve something to improve this dodge roll mechanic. There should be some sort of evasive skill that I can use to replace this dodge roll. Or perhaps there is already, but those are dash moves. Those are teleport dash moves. That's a support gem.
Armor-piercing rounds can break
If
enemy
I'm
armor.
If I'm looking at the skills, the crossbow, mainly crossbow skills for mercenary. The majority of the skills are going to be offensive skills. The defensive skills, and then there's your defense skills. They're a bit more defensive in nature. But there are no evasive skills in the game, or for the Merc. Even for the Monk. I don't know about the other classes. And I'm just speaking from a perspective, you know, I'm speaking as someone that sees this game for what the devs intended it to be, which is to have an ARPG that has Souls-like elements. And I can make certain changes to my character, my equipment, my skills to raise the challenge and the difficulty of the gameplay. Now, when I choose not to engage with overpowered skills and mechanics in the game, obviously I'm not gonna be as powerful, my character. I will risk dying a lot more. But the pros is I'm playing how I want. And there is the intrinsic reward of the challenge. But as my character gets more and more powerful, my playstyle changes, and that's how it is in a Souls game too. A Souls-like game, my
Fire shot!
playstyle will change according to my build and my character's power. How many hits can I tank? How fast is my attack speed? You know, essentially, what is my margin of error? How big of a margin of error do I have in my playstyle? How much risk could I take? So we are going to go ahead and stop the video here today, and I just want to discuss more about what I talked about yesterday. Just to add a little bit more, just in case anybody was confused about my point. My point is expectation management from the player side of things and the dev side of things. And the second part is to have a list of priorities. The devs need to have this list of priorities that are that's composed of player feedback. Based on player feedback, what are the priorities that we must hit for POV2. Because right now, from Jonathan, it seems like they're just being reactive. They're just putting out the fires. That's how he worded it. But they need to have a list of priorities, and you'll prioritize at the top as the gameplay mechanics. What is wrong with the actual gameplay? Glitches, anything that has to do with having a smooth, satisfying game. And then from there on, you can build off of that and say, okay, the next thing we need to work on is the classes, balanced classes. And balance is a broad term. Some builds should be stronger than the other builds, because what would be the point? If all the builds have very similar power, the only thing that differs is the playstyle. But my playstyle is determined by how powerful my character is. How much risk can I take? How many face-to-face hits can I do on this boss before I have to back off? And once again, this is coming from the perspective of somebody that is looking for an ARPG with heavy Souls elements. Now, a lot of PoE1 non-Souls fans, they're gonna hear this and you're automatically gonna hate me. And you would be fair to do so, because this is your territory. This is your guys' thing. The way I see it, I am the newcomer. I'm an outsider. But that's just my take on it. That's just my opinion. And one more thing is, if you balance out the game and get rid of the overpowered mechanics, then the difficulty of the game will also have to be lowered. So now the devs are going outside of their creative vision, I think, because they intend the game to be challenging and difficult and punishing. That's what they want. You can tell just from how they constructed the game. The fact that you cannot be tanky in the game goes to show where their heads are at. They want a difficult, challenging game. But they also want you to be powerful. They want you to. That's not like they don't want to cater to the power fantasy of having an overpowered build, right? Because that's very satisfying, seeing your character that you built get stronger over time. Now, with that being said, drop down in the comments, share your thoughts. Don't hesitate. Comment down below what you think. And if you made it this far in the video, thank you. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Have a good night.